question before we get into the RRC stuff, which I'm super excited to get into as well. Did you have a weapon like this was my favorite weapon to go into combat with, or this was the best weapon for, close quarter engagements? Is there anyone that kind of sticks out to you as your favorite firearm?
Most of what we did was CQB stuff. So having a rifle, like an AR type rifle that's not too long is kind of key. And we pretty much all ran suppressors like from the mid-war on because that helps hide the flash, not necessarily for the sound dampening, but hide the flash, and we can tell whether we're shooting versus the enemy. But having like a 10.5 inch or a little shorty barrel M4, I think was the primary, like 99% of the time, that's what I used. But low vis stuff, you're going to carry like a submachine gun type thing, like an MP7 or MP5 or something like that. Out of those, I liked the MP7 because it still had tons of velocity. You could reach out there and hit somebody. It had good penetration, even though it's a really small bullet. Whereas like the MP5Ks and the MP5 SDs and stuff like that, I just didn't find those to be powerful enough. I had to shoot some stuff with that, and I was surprised. It was actually where I learned this at. We were asked by the regular Army commander of a base when I was in the Omega program. He's like, "Hey, you guys have suppressed weapons. We have a dog problem. Dogs are attacking people when they go out and run. Could you guys go out there, and if these dogs come up and attack you, could you shoot them?" And so we're like, okay, that was a big problem in Afghanistan. Wild dogs would attack the crap out of you. So we went out there and we shot some of the MP5 SDs, and it didn't even phase these dogs. It didn't even phase them. They were just yelping and running off yelping.
So is that firing, is the MP7, what's that firing, a 40 cal or a 9 millimeter?
It's a really small projectile called a 4.6 millimeter. So it's a really small projectile, about the size of the same diameter bullet as like your pellet rifle would shoot when you're a kid, but it has a ton of powder, so it's traveling like 4,000 feet per second or close to it.
Damn. So it's coming at you fast, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
and it's a solid projectile too. So like I shot a dude in the chest with it one time, and it went through his magazines, through his spine, and out the back. I mean, it just left like an ice pick hole. Didn't open up very much, but it just zipped right through like a
And
laser beam.
did he die almost instantly from that?
Kind of. I mean, I was putting him in his chest, and like I said, it's not a whole lot of impact. He actually squeezed this trigger as he was dying and fired off some rounds into the ground. So it didn't kill him instantaneously, but if I'd have punched him right here, it would have. But I was shooting him in the chest at the time, and I mean, had a shot group about like that, dead through his magazines, through his chest, through his spine, and out, and he dropped.
So tell us the story. What caused you to have to engage that guy?